Hey, everybody. Michelle is here. I wanted to say some things before I took my ass to bed. It's been kind of a long day, it appears. Um, but it was nice days. I noticed that we were having longer uh, sunlight, days of sunlight. So maybe those extra hours are being added. And I don't know, is there time for it to? I don't know. I don't keep up with the seasons anymore, but I just noticed a difference, and I like that it's more sun and it's not getting so dark quickly. But anyway, um, and so that's why I like being outside and outdoors, so I can think a little differently and elevate myself and what I'm thinking about. And it always comes back to interpersonal relationships, though, when I read some of the stuff I read and some of the stuff I see on social media. And I just want to say this. I know we like to put a lot of leverage on things. And what do I mean by that? We always want to test people and put a lot of parameters on people and put and also more so put a lot of demands on people. And we always want to make sure we are leveraging our emotions. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to be caught off guard. We don't want to be hurt. We don't want to be disappointed. There's and all those things make sense. When you want to get into an interpersonal relationship with someone. But at the same time, I just think we just need to, be a little, like I said, be gentle about all of that and realize, you can do all the testing you want on somebody. You can put this person through all types of, um, I don't, you can take them through everything to, emotional tests, feeling tests, aptitude tests, every test in the book. And that's what we do a lot. We do a lot of testing of people, and testing and that's where you can easily get yourself manipulated too. If you don't understand what you're doing when you're testing people and expecting a certain type of personality out of people. And we do that a lot with zodiacs. And I'm not gonna go into that. Zodiac signs. We have these preconceived notions about how a certain person or how certain people are supposed to act and behave and we, like I said, we're putting all this test on people. And that's a lot of pressure, really. Just let people be. Um, I think, if you pay more attention to the energy, but I know that a lot of people don't consider that, but anybody can masquerade and pretend in the beginning, and you know that. They're just showering you with love. They're showering you with gifts, showering you with compliments, attention, and everything. Those kind of things, and and a lot of people buy it. A lot of people buy some things that people do in a short amount of time. Is what I'm saying. In a short amount of time, I mean, gosh, I've been all over the world together with somebody, and you have known them for 6 months or less, and let's say a year or less, and you've already been all over the world, and you're doing everything all at once, and throwing all your dreams and throwing all your wishes on a partnership with someone or in a personal relationship with someone. And that's a lot of pressure. I mean, whew, I'm pressured. I feel pressured thinking about it. Because it takes time. My goodness. It takes time. And you're not going to know everything about someone. It's just not possible right away. It's going to just take time. And you ought to be interested in allowing that to happen so that you can see, so you can naturally see if this person is genuinely for you or not. Because anybody will say anything, and we ought to know that by now. and that's what sociopaths, psychopaths. I mean, they're experts at that. They are experts at saying what they want you to hear, doing what you want them to do, and everything like that. Showering you with love, perception of love. If you don't understand love, and gifts and poems. I mean, it's all this romantic stuff, and I mean, but I looked to my parents for examples of how difficult it is to be in an interpersonal relationship with someone. I mean, it's difficult, yet at the same time, it's manageable. And then when you throw kids in there, that becomes the attention. The couple focuses together on the kids, or they ought to. And it was different back in the day, because most fathers would not have left if they'd known that there were kids in the house that had to be taken care of. At least that's what I recall by the men in my life, the uncles, my, once the kids came in, that was the focus. And sometimes the interpersonal relationship was on the back burner. But a lot of them always had this vision that, once the kids grew up, then we can all then we can focus more on the relationship and building the relationship. That's at least what I was, what I grew up around, you know. But now most people are just not doing that. Nobody wants to kind of wait for certain things to happen. Everybody's like in a hurry. Let's get in a hurry. And that's fine too. You do what you got to do. But I don't think you need to uh, drag people through a lot of testing of whether this person is of good character or not. Because yes, they're gonna tell you they are, and they're gonna pretend they are for a while until they get all comfortable, and then you've already now, So uh, it's work. That's all I'm saying. Everything's work. But manage, just manage things a little bit more evenly and neutrally, and not try to do so much is the point. Um, yeah, there is a time limit for everything, and we know that. But just know that these are different times as well. We're dealing with different things that ought not have been things that we needed to worry about, like the climate, the wars, and the overpopulation, and the issues with resources. So we have a lot more. So these are times that I don't think anybody has ever faced ever. These situations that are coming about. And the interference constantly, the lying, the manipulation, the fear that people want to eliminate people, want to destroy people, terrorize people. So all those things are there too. So it's just it's a different reality. Especially from as much as I've read, I don't think I've ever read any chapters of history that are worse than they are now. And that's not being negative. That's just theories and opinions of my perception of things. So we can't just keep doing what has been done in the past. We're going to have to elevate out of that, because that's where we're wasting time. We're wasting a lot of time on irrelevancy, and we need to recognize that. And we're spending a lot of time on irrelevancy in relation to each other as well. Um, I know that people want to be married. I want to be married just like anybody else, but I don't need to be married either. Um, I want to be in a bonding, in a close interpersonal relationship, but I don't need it. But I want it, but I don't need it. So you just have to accept certain realities of things, and know that it's just not. This is not. I mean, this is not Rome. This is not. you know, the 50s, the 70s. This is not the, what do you call it, the boomer age, the hippie age. You know, it's different. And we cannot recreate those moments. That's why it has to be revamped and has to be remastered and revamped and created in a different way. And that means we may have to start over in certain places and of how to redevelop ourselves and recreate ourselves and know what that means. So it's gonna be a lot of work. And so that's why I said be gentle with yourself, and don't put too much pressure on yourself to find somebody that's perfect, because that doesn't exist either. You know, um, and wasting time with people. Wasting time with people when you're doing that. When you're putting so much pressure on someone to be a particular, something you read about what a Virgo is supposed to act like, or what a Gemini is supposed to act like. We still do that, and and people want to read palms and stuff. Not that I say that that's I just question that. That's all. I question why people always want to forecast some people in that way, and not let's just relax about all of that. You know, I mean, I don't need anybody reading my future. I get that from meditation, and individually, people can get that from themselves. You can make a certainty of what your life is going to be. It starts with your thoughts. You don't need somebody to read your palms to tell you that. And I hate to discredit anyone's livelihood, but I'm just saying we just need to be a little bit more creative about all of that kind of stuff and help people to figure it out for themselves. I think people appreciate that more than you to leading them astray, based on your assumptions. I mean, like I said, I give out information, and I think I've been more transparent than I've ever thought I would be, and that's because I had to deal with the ego part. Take my ego out of it and know that I have something important to say. But if it's not important to you, I love it that people can swipe it away. Swipe it away. It's all free will. So just give yourself a break. Give other people a break. My goodness. If this man ain't tall enough for you, I mean, why is that a problem? Or if this person is not this or that or the other, making as much money as you are, or as educated as you are, you may have to release some of that, and just accept people, because it is about the energy and what's inside of the person, not what they present to you, and not what they masquerade to you as well. All right, so I want to send peace and love, everybody. I want you all to have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.